if you take Pokot, the whole county, which is Pokot County, you'll see that there are very few checklists that come through there. There's one very good birder called Jeff Moak, who lives somewhere there and who's walked us severally within the place. But the actual reality is it's a massive county, and there are bits of it that take on nearer the border towards a place called Kunyao, and then northwards following a road which is next to the border up to a town called Loya. Yeah, so Loya all the way into Turkana. No one really has birded that place. So the attempt is to travel across, see what's there. The other hypothesis that makes it really strong is right across on the Uganda side, there is Mount Moroto, which is a very interesting habitat in itself. There is Pianupe, which produces some amazing lists. And there's a lot of Pokot that cross from one side of Kenya and then go into that bit of Uganda. There's some that actually have both nationalities of Kenya and Uganda. And if human beings can cross, then why shouldn't animals cross? And that is one of the more interesting hypotheses that I think that we have. The third is, if you look at a terrain map, there are a lot of interesting hills and valleys and quite unique habitat that you rarely find in Kenya. So the thought really is to get there and attempt to see whatever we can see. So again, looking at the detail of the birds that could be there, there's 3 francolins that are, if you look at the range maps, it's possible to have them there. Clapperton's francolin. There's quite a bit of records on the Uganda side for Clapperton's francolin. And then ring-necked francolin. That's the same francolin that I've driven around in Marsabit, somewhere called Huri Hills, trying to get that. And then there's the third one, which is, it doesn't make sense. There used to be loads of records years back, all the way from Kericho Kisumu border, going towards up into Busia and then into Kanyarkwat, which is in Pokot. And there honestly should be a lot more records of ring-necked francolin. So that makes 3 francolins. And then who knows, there could be Karamoja apalis, there could be yellow penduline tit, there could be interesting barbets that don't get reported on this side of the world. And then for a lot of us, they're simple birds: white-breasted cuckoo shrike, yellow-bellied hyliota, western violet-backed sunbird that have been recorded there. I actually have 1 or 2 of those, but my friends who we are traveling with do not have those. We're going with a new set of people who are very good photographers. So if you are on Instagram, Kenyan birder Simon Odhiambo, Kevin, Birds of Kenya. On Instagram, they have some amazing shots. And then we're going with Gateru, who does landscapes, but also does a lot of bird photography. He has some amazing landscape photographs of Nairobi and of the region. So that makes 6 of us. We're thinking we'll go down in 2 cars, and we'll carry enough supplies to last us 5 days. It will probably be the longest camping we've done consistently. Yeah, so day 1, get to Kitale, day 2 camp, day 3 camp, day 4 camp, day 5 camp, and then back to Nairobi. So that's what this is all about. the obviously the other bit which is also interesting is Pete and I are trying to get to 1,000 birds of Kenya, which is a significant feat in itself. And Pete is maybe 7 shy and maybe 9 shy. So consistently, if we keep on hammering at the targets, we will get to our targets at the end of the year.
Karibuni.
Trust me to do that.
So we traveled down. The first day, not much. So we camped in Kunyao. Getting to Kunyao was really nice. And when we got to Kunyao, we set up a beautiful camp by a river. And there was a roaring river, just the makings of a flash flood, which in itself was quite an intriguing experience. So we camped by an empty compound. A couple of villagers came. The next morning, we were woken up by beautiful birds, slender-tailed nightjar. The place was teeming with red-headed weavers. And then we really just explored the different places.
It is. You have deflock, you have... I looked at descent control. Yeah.
I used that once, I find it too terrifying.
The descent control.
Yeah.
Don't slow down.
Go. Go. Super easy. And the Mitsubishi for comparison. And our Pokot.
Okay, who did it easier, Mitsubishi or Toyota?
Mitsubishi had a... Oh, no, Mitsubishi is now struggling. There we go.
Yeah, beautiful turacos, white-crested turaco. I think that was the highlight of this trip. Loads of it. But many other birds, black-billed, barbets, and more white-crested turaco. And then we went further. We continued up northwards, headed towards Turkana. And again, just to view some of that vegetation, loads of acacias going all the way up, and all manner of lagers which we had to cross. Yeah, so it's beautiful birding, chestnut-headed, sparrow weavers, plenty. And loads of Eurasian hobbies, as I said, alpine swifts in numbers that we've never seen before, which points to a migratory alpine swift in the region and not the usual resident ones that have been suspected. Oxpecker. This is my tent. It's called a gear top tent, whatever that is. But then once you're in it, it's actually a really good space inside. But once you're in, it's about leaking from the seams up there. And then I had slept in a swamp, so I kind of slept with it like I was floating. You can see signs of water. So this tent recommended for dry season. So I have to drag it in and put it in my usual. But because there were girls here, I just lay it up here. Which one?
It's on the cover one of
The Najma Darani one.
Cures not being able to find birds which have never seen before.
Maybe it cures that.
Cures a lack of white-breasted cuckoo.
After you see this, you see the cuckoo shrike. This is one of my favorite fruits. It's governor's plum. Quite tasty. The last time we ate so much of this, I think several kilos each. Yeah, so if you look at the leaf, it's simple. Okay, I'm going for Kinyat. Where was Kinyat again? Oh, right here. So this is Kinyat. The bark is poisonous, and that's how it looks. Okay, so how do you eat it again? You peel. You peel. Okay. Oh, it's an interesting taste.
That one looks yellow. It's like a kayapa.
Is it funny? No?
Mm. This is different. This is Carissa edulis. It's opposite leaves. But then it's armed as well. It's good. Usually a little milky. I have loads of this in my village. I like it even with the latex. A little sharper. Anytime I have a sore in my mouth, I touch this and it heals like magic. The gracile chameleon is apparently one of the most trafficked chameleons in the world. And the actual reality is, if you spend as much time in the field as I do, you'll realize that there's much less chameleons than what we used to see when growing up. I remember, from the primary school lessons, sometimes after class, kids would come carrying chameleons, and chameleons were quite common. So took a moment to just enjoy looking at the gracile chameleon. And then loads of reptiles, because the place is wild. Loads of reptiles. So this is a sand snake, and it had swallowed something large, so it was having a good time just resting before we ruined its peace. And no, I'm not dead. We found a dead snake and we're just checking the length. And then when we left, we'd gotten some new mattresses which we didn't want to carry to Nairobi, so Gateru and Simon Birds of Kenya gave their mattresses to the villagers, who were so happy. And then we just continued enjoying birds. And enjoying birds. Yeah, it's unfortunate that we didn't get the birds that we came to look for. But the place is far. It's actually very far. I remember we slept in Kitale, then slept in Kunyao, then slept somewhere else, each a day apart to get to these locations. So it's actually quite far. And then we had to make the journey back to Nairobi. But ciao, next time. Tools of trade. Yeah. Okay, cool.
There we go. Kevin, your space?
No.
No, fine.
Oh, I'll go next to the space. Okay. Alright, higher. I think we're good. What do you want to say?
Turako.
Fin food.
Scared my.
Fin food to Turako.
You say, ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.